By people, I mean institutions and whales, and now institutions can certainly be countries as well. But they've handled these money and flows of income, and they've been doing this for a while. And typically, what happens when people decide on a particular day that they're going to buy in, normally there's a sell-off, and people will use that buying in pressure as a floor to get back in after they've taken profits. Welcome back, YouTube. I wanted to make a video pretty much explaining what I believe happened with cryptocurrency over the last few days, because I do believe we've seen something similar before. First, I want to start with, we've seen this before when it comes to trying to organize like a day or a buy-in, and we've seen there be a catalyst via the media to promote a coin or push a coin. And if you remember, I always say that the media is always the #1 catalyst. The media can make a bad company good, a company that's going bankrupt. They can promote it and send it up 1,000%, and then eventually it'll go back to its equilibrium. Or they can turn a good company, and some negative press can send it going the opposite direction. I took advantage of this a lot last year with companies like Kodak and Clorox, and there's a lot of different things going on based off of what the media was promoting. So certainly the media is very powerful in the short term, but usually they eventually return to the equilibrium. And what we have with crypto is we've seen something similar with, I believe, Doge Day, where we say like, oh, here, let's all buy in on Doge, or let's all, put $30 in on Bitcoin or something like that. And now we have a trend where pretty much the exact opposite happens of what's supposed to happen. And this is what I mean by we need to just take a second look at the chart that I created and see as far as like the flow, because the people that are handling these cryptocurrencies, they've been doing this for a long time. By people, I mean institutions and whales, and now institutions can certainly be countries as well. But they've handled these money and flows of income, and they've been doing this for a while. And typically, what happens when people decide on a particular day that they're going to buy in, normally there's a sell-off, and people will use that buying in pressure as a floor to get back in after they've taken profits. This is why it's very important to know your numbers and to not allow the media or the internet to do investing for you. Now, they can certainly bring an asset to your attention, but you're going to have to be very strategic about your entries and your exits. Now, if you're long term, then of course you always want to be, coin count or share count is going to matter the most in the long run. But I understand you wanting to get the most value for your money. When you have these big media days, you have to be prepared for it to kind of go both ways, because what we have is algorithmic trading. And this is where you're going to see the entire crypto market follow an identical pattern. Typically, it's when it goes down or there's a correction. You'll see, you can line up all your favorite cryptos, and it'll be an identical pattern between 20 different cryptos as far as like a crash and then a bounce. And this is what I mean by institutional money leads the FOMO. Because technically, when they have the most of our money in, which they technically always do, they control the currency or the stock or the company, and they control the flow. So this is why you always want to be buying in on the corrections or buying in before they have interest, so that what they do doesn't affect you much, or that they're drawing you in. Because technically what happens is they'll take advantage of bait situations like via the media or via catalysts, or they'll simply crash the stock altogether, or they'll pump it up themselves and draw people in, create those floors for themselves and take profits. When you know your numbers, it's harder to be baited. I believe crypto is volatile enough so that everyone can get in as far as like on dips. Like crypto swings a lot. So there's really no reason as far as to only buy it when it's spiking, or if it has to go up a week straight or something like that. That's not good business. That's not good trading. And by knowing your numbers, you can certainly take advantage of dips, but also you can have like a buy point saying that, okay, I'm only going to buy when it dips, 10% or 30% off of where it is now. And that'll typically always give you room as far as for profits. Like I believe Doge dipped down to around 21 cents from 31 cents. You can say, okay, well, I'm going to buy anything below 23 cents. And you can set that catalyst up so that you're always, bringing down your DCA or bringing it up very slowly. This is also why I say if you watch any of my older videos, as far as for calling floors, just be patient and not necessarily every 2 cents. If it drops 2 cents, but oh my God, buy the dip. because technically that may not be the dip. And I think a lot of people get in and, they buy the dip and the dips keep dipping. And, you keep pretty much, you're always having your DCA right around whatever the price of Dogecoin is at that time. And if you are looking to trade it, or if you are looking to take profit, if you have to, it's going to be difficult because you're always trailing the current price. Be careful, know your numbers. I'm releasing a guide. It's going to be absolutely free. I'll probably do something where if you wanted to give, you can, but the guide is going to be free, and I'm going to go over things like this in much more detail so that we can have, I believe, a foundation in the community. I'll have announced it in the community section in order to be on that video when I make the announcement. I'm going to be making several changes to the community so that I believe I can better serve you all and offer more, on a more consistent basis, and also give you a broader idea on how the market works. I know now for a fact, just based off of the feedback that I've been getting, that I have a lot of beginner traders in there. So I'm going to offer a lot of value in laying the foundation so that people can become proficient investors, businessmen, entrepreneurs, and we can all grow together and learn from each other. If you found value, please consider liking the video and subscribing if you'd like to be a part of the community. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and until next time. So I delete a lot of comments from people that take my picture and say they're me, and they ask you to message me, quote unquote, via WhatsApp. I don't do any business on WhatsApp, so please don't fall for that. Don't send any private information. Don't reply to them. I'll report it as spam if you see them, and I'll go through their comments and delete them. But typically they create an account as fast as I can delete them, so it's kind of hard to get away from them. But yeah, never send your information via WhatsApp. Thank you.